Hello and welcome to the podcast where we explore 99 mindful conversation topics for deeper connections. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. In this podcast, we will go beyond small talk and dive into some of the most intriguing and meaningful questions that can help us get to know ourselves and others better. But before we get into the topics, let me ask you a question. How do you communicate with others? Do you listen attentively or do you interrupt? Do you speak honestly or do you sugarcoat? Do you express curiosity or do you judge? Do you empathize or do you criticize? The way we communicate with others can have a huge impact on our relationships, our well-being, and our happiness. That's why in this episode, I want to talk to you about mindful conversation. What it is, why it is important, and how to practice it every day. Mindful conversation is a way of communicating that involves being fully present, aware, and attentive to ourselves and others. It means paying attention to what is being said and what is not being said, to what is being felt and what is not being felt, to what is being understood and what is not being understood. Mindful conversation calls for us to take our mindfulness practice off the cushion and into our everyday conversations, be they mundane, intimate, confrontational, or profound. It challenges us to be more present in these conversations, bringing more awareness to how we show up, or how we don't show up, for ourselves and others. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, the most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers. Mindful conversation can offer us many benefits, such as being more aware of the other person's feelings, understanding more about our own feelings and reactions, improving our ability to see things objectively, avoiding reacting in a conflict-based way, being better able to work toward a compromise, avoiding conflict in a healthy way. Mindful conversation can also help us build deeper connections with anyone we talk to, whether it's a friend, a family member, a partner, or a stranger. It can help us discover new things about ourselves and the world around us. It can help us create more trust, empathy, and understanding with others. As Brené Brown said, "Connection is why we're here. It is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives." So how can we practice mindful conversation every day? Here are some tips that can help us become more mindful communicators. Be fully present. When you're having a conversation with someone, try to focus your attention on them and on what they're saying. Don't let your mind wander or get distracted by other things. Put away your phone or any other device that might interrupt you. Make eye contact and use body language that shows you're interested and engaged. Listen actively. Listening is not just hearing what someone says, but also understanding what they mean. Try to listen with an open mind and an open heart. Don't interrupt or finish their sentences. Don't jump to conclusions or make assumptions. Don't prepare your response while they're still talking. Just listen with curiosity and compassion. Speak honestly. Speaking honestly means expressing yourself clearly and authentically. Don't hide your feelings or opinions. Don't lie or exaggerate. Don't say what you think they want to hear. Just say what's true for you in a respectful and constructive way. Ask open-ended questions. Asking open-ended questions means asking questions that invite more than a yes or no answer. They encourage the other person to share more about themselves and their thoughts. They also show that you're interested in learning more about them and their perspective. Reflect back what you hear. Reflecting back what you hear means repeating or paraphrasing what the other person said in your own words. This helps you check if you understood them correctly and also helps them feel heard and validated. You can start by saying something like, "What I hear you saying is," or, "So you're feeling." Empathize with their feelings. Empathizing with their feelings means trying to understand how they feel and why they feel that way. It also means acknowledging their feelings without judging them or trying to change them. You can start by saying something like, "I can see that you're feeling," or, "I can imagine how." Share your feelings too. Sharing your feelings too means letting the other person know how you feel about what they said or about the situation. It also means being vulnerable and honest about your emotions without blaming them or making them responsible for them. You can start by saying something like, "I feel," or, "This makes me feel." These are some of the tips that can help us practice mindful conversation every day. Of course, mindful conversation is not always easy or comfortable. Sometimes we might face challenges such as dealing with difficult emotions, handling disagreements or conflicts, facing misunderstandings or miscommunications, coping with different personalities or styles, managing expectations or boundaries, but these challenges are also opportunities for growth and learning. As Rumi said, "Don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth." Mindful conversation can help us unfold our own myth by helping us discover more about ourselves and others. It can help us create more meaningful conversations that can enrich our lives. So let's try it out. Let's start with our first mindful conversation topic for anyone. Which scent do you find the most soothing? I love this question because scents can have such a powerful effect on our mood and memory. They can transport us to different places and times, or evoke certain emotions and associations. For me, the most soothing scent is lavender. It reminds me of my grandmother's garden, where she used to grow lavender plants. She would make lavender sachets and put them in my pillowcase when I stayed over at her house. It always helped me fall asleep peacefully. How about you? What scent do you find the most soothing? Maybe it's something fresh like citrus or mint, or something warm like vanilla or cinnamon. Maybe it's something unique like leather or gasoline. Whatever it is, I'd love to know why it soothes you and what it means to you. You can share your thoughts with me on social media or email. I love hearing from you and learning from your perspectives. That's all for today's episode on mindful conversation. What it is, why it is important, and how to practice it every day. Thank you for joining me in this mindful conversation. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And let me also invite you to subscribe, rate, review, or share this podcast with others who might enjoy it. I appreciate your support and feedback. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. In the next episode, we will dive into some of the most intriguing and meaningful topics for friends that can help us strengthen our friendships and understand each other better. Until then, stay mindful, stay connected, and stay tuned.